The Cool Check-In.
Together with Jalen Jacoby, what is it that we
do? Give the people what they want.
If the people wanted a close game on Thursday Night Football, they kind of sort of got it for a little bit, but of course the Patriots pulled away from the lowly Giants and won the game. But it's not what they did, it's how they did it. 3 interceptions, a defensive touchdown, a blocked punt. The Pats defense was again dominant. They now have, wait for it, 14 interceptions and are on pace for a historical interception tally. But Jalen, the offense didn't look great for the Pats. Can the defense carry this team back to the Super Bowl, or will Tom Brady and the offense have to improve?
In a salary cap-driven sport, you have to make sure you divide your resources properly. And what the Patriots clearly have done is decided to spend the bulk of that on their defense. And so, yes, when your defense is able to score more touchdowns than it's allowed, okay? Let me say that again.
Say it again.
Scored
Say it again.
more touchdowns than it's allowed. I'm not talking about after 1 or 2 games. Okay?
Crazy.
After 6 games. Now, their competition has not been the stiffest. And sometimes it's not who you play, it's when you play them. Like a Giants team yesterday that was very shorthanded. It was good to see Golden Tate back. He caught a touchdown. But we talked about it on this show. Danny Dimes was going to throw 3 interceptions.
Yep.
That's what happened. He was going to be under pressure. That's what happened. Defensive touchdown. Special teams touchdown. I told you before the season started. They had the best secondary in the entire NFL.
And they're playing like it. Here's the thing is, we all talk about the Bears defense. Remember when we talk about the Bears defense? The sneaky best defense in the NFL is the New England Patriots defense. Look at these numbers. Oh, where are they ranked in opponent's point per game and defensive efficiency and yards per game and turnovers and touchdowns? I don't know. First. This is the best defense in the NFL, and with a defense this good, you can have Tom Brady not being the Tom Brady of old. You can have Tom Brady just making good decisions, making good play calls, checks at the line, and be the game manager that he is now in his career and win a Super Bowl. This is my best team in the AFC right now above the Chiefs. Would you agree?
No, I do not agree, because Sony Michel in that running game has yet to get going. They're depleted at wide receiver, so many injuries, not getting much productivity from the tight end, and you just used 2 words to describe Tom Brady, game manager. The Chiefs are going to get Tyreek Hill back. They have Patrick Mahomes. They have Travis Kelce. They spread that football around. So, yes, what Bill Belichick is doing again, he's protecting Tom Brady. You want him to get rid of the ball quick. You want your defense to be dominant. You don't want him to take a lot of hits. You don't want him dropping back, throwing the ball 45 times at 42 years old. That's not a remedy of success for the marathon. So I appreciate what they're doing, but I would have to give the edge right now to the Chiefs.
Well, one of the problems with the Patriots is who Tom Brady throws the ball to. They had Antonio Brown. We know what happened there. They had Josh Gordon. He was injured last night. They targeted Julian Edelman 15 times. He ended up with 9 catches. It seems like they need, I don't know, maybe a little help. Well, Robert Kraft spoke to the NFL Network, and here's what he had to say about potentially bringing some help for Tom Brady.
Have you guys had any conversations about him maybe stopping back and, getting the game in?
We all love Gronk, and I think the bottom line is he hasn't put his retirement papers in. So we can always pray and hope.
Jalen, you also haven't put your retirement papers in, but there's no chance you end up in the NBA. Can Rob Gronkowski come back and help the Patriots?
I don't think so. He living his best life, just signed a deal to do television. And one thing about professional sports, so many people talk about the physical aspect. It's the mental aspect. It's almost like in boxing. When you mentally decide that you're done doing it, you're done doing it. So this idea that he's just going to come back and block the edges like he used to, run down the seam and catch big passes while a linebacker and a safety is conversion on him, I don't see that necessarily happening and him being effective. Now, he could come back and ring chase. The team is 11-1, 12-2 late in the season. He could come back, be on the roster, not really be productive, be a part of a championship-level team, but I don't see him coming back and being effective. He was a shell of himself last season, even though they won the Super Bowl.
It's a really good point, Jalen Rose. We move on to the NBA. We got our first glimpse of Kawhi Leonard on the Clippers. He only played just under 11 minutes, but he had an impact. He had 7 points and 6 assists in under 11 minutes. Not exactly known as an assist guy, but Kawhi Leonard looked pretty good. What do you expect from Kawhi and the Clippers?
So that's a graduation of his game. I'm glad you went there. In Kawhi's career, I would venture to say he's probably had 10 assists in a game. Never.
I think once.
Just think about that. Maybe, okay. So playing with the Clippers, here's what has to happen. As a great player, we talk about Ben Simmons improving his jumper. You want somebody to always add something to their game. And if you look around, Paul George is a 20-plus point scorer. Lou Williams is the guy that had the ball in his hands late to create and make plays. So at some point with Kawhi, that playmaking ability is going to unlock their offense. And so that 6 assists is something that I'm looking forward to. Can he continue to improve that aspect of his game? Because we already know he's one of the top players in the game. He's the Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year candidate every year, as efficient of a wing that as we've seen. But the playmaking ability is something that'll help take the Clippers to the next level.
Jalen, there's a lot of MVP buzz around a gentleman by the name of Wardell Stephen Curry. I'm sure you're familiar. Well, he did nothing to quiet that buzz because he played under 25 minutes and had 40 points last night. Jalen, again, under 25 minutes and 40 points. He seems to be like the sole source of production on the offensive end for the Golden State Warriors. Is he your MVP favorite?
Not my MVP favorite. I was joking with my countdown brother, Jay Williams, because he believes that the Golden State Warriors will not make the playoffs. And I was trying to tell him, without Kevin Durant, without Boogie Cousins, you now get all NBA first team Steph. You also get all-star Draymond Green, Swiss Army knife, Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
Contract year.
Well, Draymond already got his bread, and so Willie Cauley-Stein is an underrated pickup. He's going to run, jump, dunk, catch lobs, and get blocks. D'Angelo Russell came into his own as an all-star last year. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people playing in this system. And Steph Curry usage is going to be so much higher for a guy that is as efficient as a guard that's played in the league and the official marksman from three-point range off the catch and off the dribble in the history of the game. And that was just on display in yesterday's game.
It is time for What's Your Number? A woman was at Chick-fil-A. She dropped her phone down a storm drain. The employee of Chick-fil-A went and retrieved the phone from the storm drain. Jalen Rose, very quickly, if I drop my phone down a storm drain, what is your number to go retrieve it?
Actually, phones are really important, and we're family.
Yes.
It actually wouldn't be a lot. So I have to ask you a follow-up question.
I don't like follow-up questions.
Is the storm drain? No, but what constitutes a storm drain? Am I sticking my hand in there? Am I getting my entire body in there?
Your whole body's going in there.
My whole body? Maybe 50,000.
He said the number wasn't that big, and then he said 50,000. You are so rich. When we come back, we will crown the new WNBA champion. Got to give the people